Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video today. And today we're going to be talking about the Detroit Pistons potentially firing Monty Williams. And also, before I get into this, I don't support this potential move at all. And I don't think it's going to happen. But the reason I wanted to talk about it is because I believe it's absolutely, 100% absolutely stupid, outrageous that they're even talking about firing this man. Monty Williams was an absolutely amazing hire. Sure, he had a rough season at head coach. The team went 14-68. Obviously, that's a terrible year. And, you can't put all the blame to such a young team. But at the same time, this was clearly a team that was not motivated to win. And honestly, I don't think their players were necessarily ready to win. But now the Detroit Pistons are ready to take the right steps to potentially become a more winning basketball team, having a lot of cap space this upcoming offseason to spend a lot of money, probably more than $100 million this offseason in free agency, to the fact that they're going to add some good pieces, some good veteran pieces into the puzzle this year. I think it could very well be like a turnaround like the Houston Rockets had this upcoming this past season, where the Rockets, who the season before this last season, the Rockets went 20-62 in the 2022-23 season. They had an Ime Udoka, very experienced NBA Finals head coach, and add in a couple very good veterans. And all of a sudden, they're 41-41 and go from 15th in the Western Conference to 11th, and only a couple games back from the 10th seed. And not only that, but they were also the best 11th seed in NBA history. Most wins ever for 11th seed in NBA history. And now that's more showing off the Western Conference as a whole group with how talented the Western Conference is more than it is showing off the Rockets, but just had to say that. So if you look at the jump the Rockets have made due to the adding in a veteran head coach, finals head coach, which Ime Udoka is, but let's not forget Monty Williams is that as well. But then the Rockets added in veteran players like Van Vliet and Dillon Brooks because they had the money. And then here you have the Detroit Pistons going into free agency. They have the money. They should do that. This is a young team. They have great young players. Jalen Duren, Cade Cunningham, Oscar Thompson, Jaden Ivey, great young crew. Marcus Sasser is another guy who I feel like should be mentioned more often. This is a great young group. Very great young group. Just like the Houston Rockets had. Rockets have Jalen Green. They have Jabari Smith Jr., Alperen Sengun, Amen Thompson, Cam Whitmore. I think these two teams are very similar with each other. But they needed the right pieces to add in to their team. Like, adding an Ime Udoka and veterans like Dillon Brooks and Fred VanVleet. And the Pistons need that as well. They need Monty Williams, who is an experienced NBA Finals head coach and is a great head coach as well, as won Head Coach of the Year award as well. But now what they need is, yes, having a good coach is not gonna do it. They need help on the court. They need veteran help on the court. I believe that's what they need, and probably some more scoring talent as well. But look at what Monty Williams did in Phoenix, though. I mean, I know this Phoenix Suns team were gonna go into the right direction before, but the season before Monty Williams was, became the Phoenix Suns head coach. He became the Phoenix head coach in the 2019-20 season. They went 34-39 that year. Before that season with the Phoenix Suns, the Sun season before that, and the 2018-19 season, the Phoenix Suns went 19-63. So he turned a 19-63 Phoenix Suns team into a 34-39 Phoenix Suns team. Obviously, some of their players probably deserve credit, like Mikal Bridges and Devin Booker. Chris Paul was not on that team yet, but at the same time, he's still, turned a 19-win team into a 34-39 team who almost made it to the playoffs, or almost made it to the play-in that year. in the bubble. So, yeah. That's one thing. Then, absolutely, the next year was absolutely amazing. Won head coach of the year, the 2021 season, 51-71, best record in the NBA. They went to the NBA Finals. Yes, they did lose the NBA Finals to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Then, the next season, best record in the NBA again. This year, it's even better, 64-18. Then 2022-23 season was not as great, 45-37, but that's another playoff team. It's another winning season. And he gets let go because of losing to the NBA champion Denver Nuggets in the second round, and also having some issues with one of their players, DeAndre Ayton, who later would be traded. Then he gets a big contract from the Detroit Pistons. And the only reason I could see for the Pistons wanting to get rid of him is because of his contract and the money they're getting paid. And but honestly, at the same time, I could see him turning around the Pistons just like he did the Phoenix Suns, just like he helped the Suns turn things around. But at the same time, look, the Suns were turning things around when he came into the building. And, I think with him coming in, they were ready to be a better basketball team. And, he really helped them take the next level. I don't think Monty Williams coming into this Detroit team, I don't think that was the case. Obviously, I don't think, this was a Detroit Pistons team when he came in last year. I don't think this was a team that was making progress already. Maybe this year is the year they can, take the next step and potentially become a 12th or 11th seed with, making the right offseason moves, potentially adding in the right players to the organization. But I think there is no absolute way you could think firing Monty Williams would be a good decision. Also, who else are you going to bring in that's better? There is nobody better you can bring in right now. This is not Mike Budenholzer is a great head coach, just got hired by Phoenix. I think if you look at teams that currently are looking for head coaches, the Lakers and the Cavaliers. I know the Lakers and Cavs have been finding, they've been trying to find their head coach. It's been hard for two of those teams, but I think I think any coach right now would rather be coaching the Cavs and Donovan Mitchell or the Lakers and LeBron James than coaching the Pistons. So it's going to be hard to find a coach that would rather coach the Pistons than potentially coach the Cavaliers and Lakers, which are the two open spots right now in the head coaching market. So, look, even if you wanted to get rid of him, you're not going to find anybody better. Let me know your thoughts, and peace out.